So this problem contains duplicate. It is kind of a yes or no question. Given an array, return true if any value appears more than once in the array, otherwise return false. So as we can see here, input is nums of 1, 2, 3 and 3, and there are duplicates like 3 is occurring twice, so we have returned true. If there's no duplicate, return false. So this is pretty much straightforward. How to solve it? First of all, the brute force approach would be brute force approach. So what's the first thing which strikes our mind? We'll take an array which is this 1 2 3 3. We'll try to fix an element I, and then we'll iterate through rest of the element of an array. We will check if somewhere I is equals to j, then we'll return it as duplicates, that is true. If they are not equal, then we'll return false. Pretty much straightforward. But over here, as you can see, you will require two for loops, one to fix a single element and another one to iterate through rest of the element. So at first I will be 1, and then you will iterate through 2, 3 and 3 and check whether any of those elements are equal to I, that is I is equals to j. And then in the next iteration we check, our I becomes 2, and then j will iterate from 3 onwards. So what next? So as we can see, it is order of n square, which is obviously not very optimized version. So here comes the optimal way. What is it? What we can do is, rather than iterating twice, what if we store our previous element? So let's say we have this 1 2 3 and 3. Rather than iterating multiple times, what if we have provision to store the element which we have already seen? How can we do this? Either by set or by dictionary. As we will move forward, we'll store our element in set or dictionary, and then we'll check whether the element coming next or after later in the sequence, does that element or is that element present in set or dictionary? If yes, then return true, because that is a proof that the element has already occurred in the past. And if not, then we'll return false. Pretty much straightforward. So this is classic problem of hash set, right? And then can you use dictionary? Obviously, but we don't need to return indices or so. And if we don't have to return that, why to add complexity? We can directly use set over here. So let's get started and see how to code it in real environment. So as we can see, what we'll do first, we'll initialize our set. So I'll initialize in equals to set, and then we'll iterate through nums, our list for num in nums. What is the next thing we have to do? We have to check whether this num is present in set or not. If num in set or sin, then we'll return true. Pretty much straightforward. But what if that number is not present in set? Do we directly move forward? No. We have to add that number in set. So we'll add it, set.add num. At the end, when we come out of the loop, what we want, if none of the number or element are present in set, that means we don't have any duplicate. That means we have to return false. Let's check. Great. This is done. Compiler has given us green signal, and hooray, we have completed this problem. Pretty much straightforward, and this has this base of uh, kind of a lookup table, but we will solve more problem and this will get clear. That's it.